back to another Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. I'm going to try to tone it down and not talk as loud as I usually do because, as you can tell, I have a very, very special guest with me, Miss Diamond here. Guys, adopt a pet. Anybody that knows me knows animals and dogs, and especially rescue animals and shelter dogs are near and dear to my heart. You've seen Dorothy O'Connor on the show, you've seen Animal Control on the show, and now we're very, very blessed to have Adopt a Pet on the show. Young lady, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Carol Cloggis, and I am a volunteer at Adopt a Pet, and I've been there for 26 years.
26 years. That's a lot of animals I bet you rescued in 26 years.
I keep saying I should have kept count so I would know how many, but I'm sure it's probably over 200 that I personally have fostered.
That is amazing. Well, we're going to start a little wall of rescues here where the ones that we are blessed enough to participate in, and we're going to start putting all their little pictures up that we've been been blessed enough to help find homes for. Tell us a little bit about Adopt a Pet, what you guys' mission is, how we can as a community support you, and more importantly, how we can support the animals.
Well, Adopt a Pet started over 30 years ago by Renee Wheeler. And the mission has really stayed the same, and that's to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome abandoned animals, dogs and cats. That's what we focus on, are dogs and cats. Many of us will take in other things too, but that's a different show.
Yes,
we take in animals that have been found as strays. We rescue from animal control. Anywhere that an animal needs us, we will do what we can to help them. And a lot of that depends on the space we have at the shelter, because unfortunately animal shelters don't have room for all the animals that are abandoned in this area, this community, this state. But what we do is we take them in, we evaluate them, we make sure that they're healthy, we get them spayed or neutered, microchipped, we test them for heartworms, they get flea preventative, everything that they need to be a healthy, happy dog, and then we try to find them their forever home.
I like that you said rehabilitate, because a lot of people, dogs can be similar to people in the sense of, for lack of better terms, PTSD, where if they've been in the shelter for a while, or even their past experiences, their neglect or the abuse that they've suffered. And sometimes people, when they go and they get a rescue, they don't take that into effect, and they expect that dog to day one, the second you get it home, be perfect. And a lot of dogs, I would argue, get brought back because they're not perfect the first day, and sometimes they just need that little bit of love. So I'm glad that you mentioned rehabilitate, because I think that's a very important thing that a lot of times gets glossed over in rescue worlds here.
Yeah, it does. And she is, this dog here, Diamond, she is my foster dog, and I got her the week of that bad winter storm we have, and I do know her whole story. I'm not going to share it because it's not a pleasant one, but
she knows you too.
She was taken in.
We'll share with Mama.
So she is a wonderful dog, and just like, a lot of rescues, all my animals are rescues, and I won't have anything else but a rescue. And we get mixed breeds, we get purebreds. If you're looking for a specific breed, call an animal shelter, because there are chances that breed is there, and each purebred group has a rescue for that particular breed. You and I were talking about dachshunds earlier. I have 2 rescue dachshunds, and one of them he's just the love of my life. He's my soulmate. And I spend more time with him than I do my husband, because Dudley is, better behaved than my husband.
I'm the husband, so I'm not even going to argue that, because my wife would be nodding in agreement with you. I agree. And I will say too that, rescues, they seem to just be genuinely, and it's all right, you want a treat, girl. They seem to be genuinely grateful for that opportunity. They seem to get it a little faster, it seems like, once they're in there, and that level of that bond just seems to go a little bit deeper with the rescue, because they need you, know.
And a lot of times they rescue you.
I was just about to say, you think you're doing it, but I'll tell you what, my dogs have, when I have a bad day, when I'm struggling, they're selfless, and and it just. I've got a soft spot for them, and that's why we're having you out. So this particular one, Miss Diamond here, Shaw Realty is going to partially sponsor her. We're going to partially sponsor several out there, but Diamond's going to be the first one. So she will be available for adoption. we're going to get vet. Tell us how that process works. If somebody wants to come out there and see the animals, wants to possibly interview to I still think you should keep Miss Diamond, but that's just me peer pressured you as a fellow crazy rescue.
We are getting attached.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
No, she's going to have her own home.
Good deal. And so, if somebody was interested in Diamond or any of the other animals, what's the protocol? How do they go about getting vetted and all that good stuff to come out and adopt from you guys?
Well, usually if we have a foster like Diamond, you can call the shelter at 575-7387 and they'll give you my number, or you can go to our Facebook page. My number's splattered right on there. If you're interested in Diamond, just call me and we'll talk. And I mean, the first part is just a talking, and then we have an interview, and it's not an interview where I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to match the family with Diamond. And if you're like an active family and the dog is not active, that's not a good match.
Agreed.
No one's going to be happy.
Agreed.
So we do some talking, and then we do, an interview process, and there are questions that we ask, and there's questions that we ask based on the specific dog too. Diamond is a very active dog, active, busy dog. So, I want her to go to a family that's, that doesn't just sit and play video games,
yes,
because
ma'am.
She's not going to be happy with that. She's probably going to chew on that video game. But you call the shelter first, and you can always come in. We are having visits where you come in. We do limit the number of people that can be in at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
We are still masking there. But we want to help you find your family friend. And, we're going to be real honest. If this dog is not the dog for you, we're going to tell you. But then we're going to help you find the dog that fits your family's needs.
Perfect. I think that's wonderful. Do you guys, for say I don't need a dog right now because I've got 27, but I still want to come out there and support you guys, volunteer. Do you guys take volunteers? Is that something
we do take
that
volunteers? COVID has kind of altered when we take them and how many we can take at a time. But you can always call the shelter. They'll give you my number, and I'm the one that works with the volunteers, and we'll kind of see if we can't set something up. We may not take a big group right now, but we may take a family, and we'll let you go out in the yard and play with the dogs, or sit in the cat room and pet the cats. That's always a nice place to go here on a bad day, is go to the cat room, because you can just sit and they're quiet and they just get on your lap, and I can't tell you how many times I fell asleep there. But give us a call and we will try to help you. If we don't have the animal you're looking for, we'll help you find one.
Roger that. Well, am I forgetting anything that I should be telling them?
The one thing I'm going to say is spay neuter, spay neuter, spay neuter.
Yes, ma'am. And because, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've heard from Dorothy O'Connor, you guys, I haven't heard from you all yet, but Dorothy O'Connor and Animal Control is, the strays by themselves could almost be managed, but it's the people problem that we have here, where we're responsible for them and we're not taking care of the spading and the neutering and the things that, so a lot of these problems are on us as individuals and as the people that
That's right.
we're not doing what we should. And so
Right.
do you all have any programs or anything like
We
that?
sure do.
for
We
spaying
sure
and
do.
neutering?
We have a low-cost spay-neuter program for both dogs and cats. We do cats surgery only on Thursdays. We even have a program that if you've got several cats, if you have 2 female cats and a male, we'll do the male cat neuter for free.
Wow.
You just
okay.
have to pay for the rabies for the male. I mean, you pay for the females, but the male neuter will be free. And that's a really good deal because cats reproduce a little faster than dogs.
I've noticed that. And is that something that you guys need public donations to help with funding on?
Absolutely. You can, sponsor, like you had said. I mean, donate the. For dogs, the amount varies based upon how much oxygen we have to give them and based on their size.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you're like, you know what, I'm going to donate $100 towards a big dog that needs to be fixed, that would be great. We do have programs for the elderly that we will help defray that cost for them. You just have to call the shelter, talk to us, see what we have to offer, the size of your dog, if it's a male or female. Female surgery is a little more invasive. So, just call us and talk to us. We can find some way to try and help you.
That's wonderful. That's just awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. Again, guys, Miss Diamond is available for adoption. We're gonna vet you, but that's a good thing. We want to make sure that you get the perfect pet, and then that way it's just everybody's happy and stuff. And so, guys, adopt a pet. Miss Diamond, she's ready to go. Give them a call. See if she's right for you. And if she's not, go out there and see if you can volunteer. Help them out. Make a donation. We'll take a quick word from our sponsor, and we'll be back with our next guest.
Since 1932, Wallach & Volk has been closing mortgages and doing it the right way. The reason why the Volks opened up a bank at the height of the Great Depression was because the bank needed to be opened at the height of the Great Depression. And it was good for the community at that time. A lot of the banks were going under. In order to keep that community sound and stable, it was something that they did. I think that says something about who Wallach and Volk was 85 years ago. And the only way you get to continue to do it is if you consistently do it great. And we plan on doing this for another 85 years.
Guys, welcome back. We've got my buddy Alex here. I am pumped. He's got an awesome event, Red, White, and Bulls, that we want to talk about. I'm going to shut up and let the man take over. He does a great job telling us about this. March 26th and 27th. Talk to me, my brother.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us. Thank you for supporting what we do. And I know you helped us a lot last year with getting the word out there. Thank you again for having us today. Red, White, and Bulls is an event. This will be our second event. We were scheduled to have our second event last year. Unfortunately, COVID, like many other events, kind of kicked us in the teeth and rearranged our schedule a little bit, but we persevered. We pushed through. We have our event coming up March 26th, 27th, last Friday and Saturday in March. Our event benefits disabled veterans and first responders, as you know. Think Make-A-Wish, but for veterans and first responders. Our recipient this year is Brian Martin. He's a deputy that was thrown from a 30-foot overpass, almost died, went through heck and back, to recover. Stayed in law enforcement. He's a deputy in Jackson County now. Good guy. Again, what we do is we approach these guys and we have them make a request. It could be whatever it may be, right? It could be paying off some bills, paying off a car note, whatever we can make possible.
Whatever that need is the greatest for them.
Exactly. Whatever will make their experience or whatever we can do to make their day, right? So it could be a dream vacation, a wedding, I mean, whatever we need, right? Neither profession, you're not going to get rich at either profession, so we understand that, and that's why we try to reach out and make this event something that they won't forget. So Brian, wonderful guy, wonderful recipient. We can't wait to tell everybody about him at the show. But it's a bull riding like no other, man. In South Texas, two biggest things, high school football and rodeo, man. So we're excited for some top-notch bull riding. These are the baddest bulls going down the road. They've been hand-selected. These are the same bulls that you're going to see on TV. Some of the same riders. We have a couple of world champion bull riders that have mentioned that they may call in and ride. We have some former PBR riders that'll be there. They'll be in the lobby signing autographs. McKinnon Wimberly, Brian Herman, he's a local celebrity in Victoria area. He was our PBR rider for many years. He's one of our judges. We have a great event planned, man. It's going to be a fun time. It's a family type event, right? So bring the family, bring mom, dad, grandma, uncle, aunt, whoever can make it. I mean, it's for a great cause. Every ticket sold, every beer bought, whatever we can do, it all goes 100% back to our veterans and back to our first responders. I get asked all the time, what can I do, right? And showing up, buying a ticket, even if it's something like, coming to the event, that right there helps us get just a little bit further to our goal. So we're looking forward to a great event, man.
And I can't stress enough, this isn't, the bull you see out in your friend's pasture, something like that. These are the real deal, legit PBR, $1 million bulls. Like these are the bad boys here, huh?
No, they're not slouches, that's for sure. Yeah, they've been, like I said, they've been hand selected. These bulls are very well taken care of. Our stock contractors are some of the best going down the road, and we're excited to welcome them back. A lot of them came to our event the first year that we had it, and we're excited to push forward and have these guys back. They're excited to be back. The rodeo industry took a big hit with COVID. I know that we have live video and a big screen gentleman that does a lot of the professional shows, and I mean we've spared no expense. I mean, this is the experience that you're going to have at Red, White, and Bulls is the same experience that you're going to have at any PBR event, any PRCA event, except you're a lot closer to the action. So we've taken a lot of pride in what we've been able to do, but it took a lot of effort, and I can't take all the credit. I do have a team, Javier Gonzalez, Christina Rendon, Scott Tilley. So we've put together a pretty good team that worked really hard to get this done, and we're proud of what we were able to accomplish, man. And good people like yourself, Bobby Burnett, all of our sponsors, Continental Contractor, our main sponsor, they were very understanding of our situation last year, and they stuck with us, and we're very fortunate that so many good people are in our community. We live in a pro-veteran, pro-law enforcement community, and man, I can't thank everybody enough for the attention that we've gotten, and the outpouring of support. So again, like I said, these bulls, you don't want to miss it. They're they're going to be probably right down the road at a TV or televised event right after our event. So we're excited.
Well, and we're going to be filming out there as well with Meet Victoria, and there's a rumor that I'm going to end up on the back of one of these bulls, and so if nothing else, if you just want to see me get on the back of a bull, I'm not going to let them open the gates. I'm going to tell you that right now, but I'm going to check these bulls out. I'm excited because this is a big deal. This is a big deal for our community for the right reasons, and that's one of the things that I think is cool about it. Is, as you said, there's been no expense spared to bring the production, to bring the quality, to make this a big show. Where people they're seeing a Texas rodeo when they show up to this. But what's even more important, like you said, is what it's going towards, and the family, the deputy that you get an opportunity to help through putting on a good show. That to me just makes it 10 times better because it's for all the right reasons. We get to go out, some red, white, and blue with bulls. The patriotism, the Texas pride, all of that stuff. It's all there, and it's for a good cause. And so
Right.
that's what makes this special. Talk to me a little bit about how, when they go, if I understand, get tickets at the door when you show up. That's the best way. The way to do this is to show up on site and buy tickets on site. Correct?
Correct. The governor lifting the mask mandate couldn't have come in a better time. We're very blessed that timing was on our side. So now that we're at 100% capacity, veterans and law enforcement get in free. So bring your badge, take a picture of DD-214, bring it with you. As long as you can prove, you're a veteran or you're a first responder, you get in free. We're very proud to be able to do that. This event is for us, by us. That's our slogan, right? So, which means every member of my team has either served or is serving in one of those capacities. So, tickets are $15 at the gate. Children 5 and under get in free. Veterans and first responders get in free. We'll have plenty of vendors in the lobby. Shop around. We do have a few vendor spots available. If anyone has any questions, contact myself, 571-2822. I'll be more than happy to steer you in the right direction and get you on as one of the vendors if anybody has anything they'd like to do. If it's a veteran type organization or veteran type vendor, we welcome that. I mean, come on, I'm not going to charge you a dime. Set up a booth. Anything that promotes veterans and our first responder community, we're all about it, man. So, but yes, it's $15 at the door. We will have mutton busting. That's going to be $20 per child. The first 20 kids are going to get put on the list. That's always really popular, so show up early. Gates open at 5 p.m. Bull riding starts at 7, between 7 and 7:30. We try our best. But you don't want to miss the introduction. We're going to pay tribute to our veterans and our first responders, and that's always a very, very touching, very emotional intro, and we take a lot of pride in that. But yeah, we're looking forward to a great show. I'm looking forward to having you there.
Yeah, well, I'm excited,
I can't
my
wait
brother.
to see you in the back of the chutes, and you're a wildcat, man. So I can't wait to you never turn down a challenge. So I'm excited to see that.
Has that bull told you how nervous he is that I'm about to get on his back? Is he scared of me? Does he know what's coming?
I can tell you, he was hand selected for you. Let's
Yeah,
just
well,
say that.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I have the utmost trust in you. If somebody can't make it, they're out of town, or they just, for one reason or another, they can't make it, but they want to make a donation. They want to support you guys. Are you accepting donations, or can somebody contribute a gift or something to pass along to make sure it gets to help your recipient?
100%, yeah. We have a website, redwhiteandbullstx.com. They can research us there. If they'd like to make a donation, contact me, 571-2822. Again, anything and everything's appreciated. It all goes 100% back to our veterans and law enforcement. You can find us on Facebook at Red, White, and Bulls Bull Bash.
Red, White, and Bulls.
Bull Bash.
Bull Bash, okay.
And we, of course, we'll take, we appreciate anything and everything, even if it's just words of encouragement, man. It goes a long way. I know that our veteran and law enforcement community definitely appreciates it, and that's the best part about this event. Is we were almost at capacity last event, and I anticipate being as close or probably at capacity. So we were the largest people-wise, attendance-wise, event in that arena at that time. So I can't thank everybody enough that came out. Come out, have a good time, show your support. I mean, it is noticed. It definitely makes the veterans and law enforcement and first responder. I keep saying law enforcement because I'm a deputy and
tracking.
But it definitely makes them feel appreciated. We take a lot of pride in what we do, and we can't thank everybody enough for the support.
Outstanding. Well, again, guys, that is this weekend, this Friday and Saturday, March 26th, March 27th, Red, White, and Bulls. Get out there. You're going to see a great show. You're going to get to see the mutton busting, the PBR-style bulls, all the good stuff. You're going to see a good show, but you're doing it for the right reasons. You're supporting the veteran community, the law enforcement community, the first responder community, and then also our deputy that was injured. Alex, thank you again so much, my brother. We appreciate everything. We'll be right back with our next guest.
I've been closing real estate transactions in Victoria since 2007. I couldn't do it without my staff. They're also friendly, they're accommodating, they're helpful. When someone calls, we get an answer to them within an hour.
I think what's the most rewarding is seeing people when they get here and they're excited and they take pictures after their closing, and I think that's really rewarding.
If you're looking to refinance, build a new home, buy or sell a home, call Kelly Garrett Kachera, and we'll take care of getting your title ordered and your deal closed.
All right, guys, we are back. The young lady needs no introduction. We'll give her one anyway. But today, she's not here to talk about the food bank. She's not here to talk about the 600 other million things she does in this community. She is here to talk about the farmer's market. So, Miss Meridith, tell me all about the farmer's market. This is something my wife loves. I think the community this is a reflection of our community. It is our community. And it's good, healthy eating and fun stuff. So you talk, it's your event. I'm just gonna shut up now.
So first of all, we have a farmer's market every Saturday, all year round, with the exception of the last weekend of the year. Everybody's off doing holiday stuff. So, but other than that, we have every Saturday all year round out at the Patty Dodson Center on Navarro, and it's from 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock, and everybody who sells at the farmer's market has to be local. They have to only sell what they grow, raise, or make themselves. So if you're buying meats at the market, it's from that farmer's animals. If you're buying eggs, it's from their chickens. If you're buying pickles, it's pickles that they made themselves.
Wow, so they're not going down to Walmart, swapping out eggs, adding a couple dollars to it and selling them to you, huh? This is the real deal, legit stuff.
Yeah, we are a true farmer's market, a producer's market. We don't allow any sort of wholesale or resale, and it's great. We've experienced an explosion in growth in the last couple years where in 2019, this time of year, we were running 6, 7, 8 vendors each week at the market. 2020, we jumped up, to maybe 10 or so vendors each week. And now this year, so far, the first 3 months of the year, we've been averaging 12, 15, 16 vendors each week, which is amazing for us. Yeah.
And with that, there's eggs, there's meats,
yes.
This is crafts. Or is there crafts, or did I just throw that in randomly?
We discourage crafts so much as with regards to food. So we like to be a food-centric market.
Because it's farmers usually make food and not crafts.
Now we do have a smattering of local artisans, but basically we keep our ratio at about 5 food vendors to 1 artisan vendor. We want it to be food focused. That actually helped us stay open throughout the pandemic. We never had to close during COVID because we fell under that same essential designation as all the other food providers here, H-E-B, Walmart, Dick's. We fell under that food and agriculture designation through Homeland Security and the Texas Department of Agriculture. And so being a food-centric market, they couldn't close us down. And so, which helped our small businesses and local farms stay in business because we were still able to get out there and sell local foods to people every week. Particularly, it was really nice, or it was when the stores ran out of food, when the shelves were bare. We had a ton of new customers come to us seeking out a new source for meats, eggs, vegetables, breads, anything that they could get their hands on. We've seen that again this year with the freeze, when trucks couldn't get to the local stores to replenish their supplies. New customers were turning to the farmers market to come find their eggs, to find their meats. Of course, we didn't have much produce because everything was under ice, but we had everything else. And in fact, the weekend following the freeze, we sold somewhere between 250 and 300 dozen eggs. We had one farm who actually, the wife called her husband out near Cuero, said, bring more eggs. And so they actually restocked during the market, and we still were sold out by noon.
Wow, and we bought some of those eggs.
Yes, you sure did. Yes, you sure did.
We were in on that. And that was one of those things that for me, kind of growing up on store-bought stuff and all of that, you don't, not knocking store-bought stuff, but you don't realize the difference when it comes from a farm until, you want to see something interesting, and I don't have to tell you this, but go buy a store-bought egg and then go get a farm egg and crack those two things in a pan together, and it is a night and day difference. Oh,
yes.
And the sad part is I used to be freaked out, like, I wanted the store-bought egg. Somehow that was the healthy one to me.
Why is this one so orange over here?
Yeah, it kind of weirded me out, and then as I've matured, well, I don't want to say, as I've gotten older, I don't know if I've matured.
We won't speak to the maturity.
Yes, ma'am, but as I've gotten older, I want those farm eggs now. I want, animals that are grazing off the land, that are eating out there versus pumped full of who knows what.
And you know what? You can go and you can talk to these farmers and say, how do you manage your land for the best health of not only the land, but the health of the animals, the health of the meats, the health of the food that you're producing? You can talk to them about their practices from the ground up. Talk to them about how maybe their homemade pickle recipe differs from your grandmother's or whatever you grew up on, and you can meet the person who's growing or making the food that you're buying. And so with the produce, the eggs, we mentioned meats. We have turkey, chicken, pork, beef, sometimes lamb. We'll have all sorts of homemade foods. So homemade candies, cookies, cakes, breads, pickles, salsa. I could just go on. I could just go on. So
I could just let you almost.
So we're a really well-rounded market. We're small, we're growing, but we've got a lot of integrity, a lot of good products, and a lot of good people.
I've heard though that you should get there early, close to start time, because things move fast out there, and
yes.
once people get an idea and they show up once and they realize the goodies out there,
yes.
they show up again and they start grabbing it. And my wife may or may not get out there kind of late sometimes because she's having to deal with me and I make her late, and then she gets there and things are sold out. And so if they can, what time does it open?
It opens at 9.
At 9? And so try to get there close to 9 if you can, if you want the real goodies, huh?
And another good thing that you can do is establish a relationship with those farmers and then pre-order. A lot of times if I know that things are going to be scarce, I'll text a certain farmer and say, hey, can you put back, this much ground beef and this much chicken and this many eggs? And then they do that for their customers so that they'll put your order aside, and then all you have to do is come and pick it up that day. It's already reserved for you. And so, I got Tiffany in on that a few weeks ago too.
And her husband is very, very grateful. So, this is just as important for these farmers and their livelihoods as it is for us and our health and all of this, because if we don't go and support this, and if we don't continue to grow this, and if we don't go continue to buy these goods, then this is a rough gig anyway for these farmers. This is something that they put their livelihoods into, and their health and their bodies into.
Everybody who had gardens planted up through Valentine's Day, just mostly obliterated. There were a few things that were able to be covered and saved, and some people have greenhouses, which is a huge help, assuming you can get some heat into your greenhouse and keep things from freezing over when you've got 3 days of below freezing temperatures. But yes, that's, all of this work can sometimes just be obliterated by the weather, depending on how things go. And if you want to truly put your money where your mouth is and support local and shop local, we are where it's at.
Yeah, it doesn't get much more local than that. And again, I think it's just an amazing thing, and it's a help, providing get the cakes and all that stuff too. But again, going back to the meats, and as somebody who tries to eat clean sometimes, and I say sometimes because I haven't been doing it perfect lately, but again, I can't stress enough, like, this is the food you want to eat, guys. It doesn't get much healthier than that, when it's farm grown. I mean, that's awesome. So that is this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1, and the Patty Dobson. And yeah, so get out there. It's every Saturday.
It's every Saturday. Come and see us. And we'd love to welcome new customers. We think that when you come and check us out, we think you'll be impressed.
And you will be. You guys do a great job, and Meridith, again, you wear so many different hats. Thank you for always being such a good guest on the show.
Can I jump in and say one more thing before I forget?
You throw it out there,
okay,
girl.
We have a very active Facebook page. It's just Victoria Farmers Market on Facebook. Every Friday, I post a list of every vendor that will be at the market the next day and exactly what they're bringing. So you will know who's going to have eggs. You'll know who's going to have meats, what produce we will have, if your favorite bakery is there or that sort of thing. So check us out on Facebook, and we're very active on there for the best information for the customers.
Awesome. Well, guys, get out there. You'll probably see me or my wife out there because we that's where we shop now, and it's good stuff. And so thank you again for coming on. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the show. Thank you to our sponsors. Make sure you like, you subscribe, you comment down below. That helps us. Share this, and if you have an event coming up, get with us so we can help you cover it. On that note, we will see you next week, Victoria. Thanks for all you do.